We've all been taught since our childhood that we need to control our life. We need to be 100% responsible for every single thing in our life. Now, how true is that? Because there is only so much we can control. I am not saying that you should not take full responsibility. This is not what I'm saying here. I will just share with you a slightly different approach to life. Approach to life where you actually learn how to meet life halfway, how to see what life can offer to you, and then flow with that thing that life offers to you. This is the idea that I will present to you today, and I hope that this helps you in your own journey the way it has helped me. So, in life, things happen. And these things, these events or situations or circumstances, we may not necessarily like them. And this is when we speak about external events. Now also, there is internal events that also occur, and we may not like these too. So instead of accepting our entire experience of life, we create inner conflict. And that inner conflict is created because we have resistance towards the things that are taking place in our life, which these could be external things or internal things. And because we don't like them, because we try to run away from them, we don't enjoy feeling them, we don't enjoy being in these situations, we create inner conflict. It's that a war happens inside of us. And if that inner conflict is present, then we will not be able to enjoy life the way it was meant to be enjoyed. Now, of course, life is not only about love, peace, bliss, light. There is also darkness in this life. There are heavy things that happen, like heavy situations that we cannot instantly get rid of them. Situations that you need to be in for right now in your life that you may not necessarily enjoy. Also, there may be pain, there may be suffering, there may be negative inner emotions. So life is not one-sided. There are two aspects to life, which is light and darkness. So the core idea here is that you stop resisting the darkness and you stop clinging to the light. Why is that important? Why not resist the darkness because we want to put light into it and then transform it into light? Well, that seems like a logical thing to do. However, there is a principle that the things that you resist, you actually give energy to. And the more you give your energy to something, the more this thing will grow and the more you will experience it in your life. So I'm not saying ignore your problems. If you can do something about something, then definitely you should do that. But you should also have the wisdom to discern between what you actually can control right here, right now, and what is outside of your control right here, right now. I'm not talking about the future. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm talking about the present moment. What can you control right here, right now? And what you will realize is that the only thing you have control over is the things that are happening inside of you. And moreover, you cannot control what happens inside of you, but you can control how you respond to that. And this also applies to external things. You can only control the way you respond to the things that life brings you. You cannot control life itself. This is a complete lie that all of us, not all of us, but most of us have bought into, that we need to control our lives. That's not a peaceful way to live. That's not the way to live a life full of enjoyment and purpose and meaning. If you want to operate from a higher level of consciousness and stop fighting life, instead of always trying to fight life, to bend it to your own will, let me suggest another approach here, which is, instead of fighting with life, trying to get the things that you want, try to accept whatever life offers you in that exact present moment, and then move with it. Learn how to move with it. Now, this we could call flowing with life. Why is this so important, and how can be this beneficial? Because is it not that if I don't fight for the things I want in life, I am bound to always be in the situation that I'm in, and if it's not a situation that I like, then I need to fight my way out of this? No. Why not? Because the more you fight life, the more you create inner conflict. And the way to initiate a transformation, which is what is required of you, because once you transform who you are and how you respond to life and how you operate and move in life, your life will also change. It has no other choice than to reflect your internal state of being. So once you realize this, then you must see that you need to let go of inner resistance. Now, when something happens that causes some inner conflict to appear, be it mental turmoil, emotional baggage, or you just feel like the circumstances are crushing your soul in your life, the best thing you can do is stop fighting it and allow it to be there. Allow your experience to be exactly what it is in this present moment. What will happen next is that once you allow and you accept everything that rises within you, everything, all the processes that happen inside of you, once you give them space to be there and you no longer resist them, or you try to cling only to positive experiences, you accept both of them, the light and the darkness within you. What will happen next is that the more you accept your inner experiences, you will see that they will start losing their power over you. Because let's say that something happens and it makes you sad, or it makes you angry. If you try to resist that thing, which is the anger or the sadness that rises up within you, you are actually giving your power to that experience because you are resisting it. The one and only way I have found so far in my life to deal with such things, which is life, not only internally but also externally, is to allow them to flow through you and then allow them to leave you. Because once something happens which causes internal conflict, if you don't resist it, if you accept it and you allow it to be there, you will see that you will feel inner alchemy. You will see how this thing will start getting transformed inside of you. You will even feel a sense of peace and enjoyment in that, because it feels nice because it's an alchemical process. You transform negativity into peace. And the way you do that is, again, by accepting your external experience of life and your internal experience of life with no resistance at all. Now, why is this scary? This is scary because you feel like you're losing control or you're letting go of control. And most of us think that if we're not obsessed with controlling, then somehow life doesn't have the intelligence to move us in the right direction. Somehow we tend to believe, maybe subconsciously, or for some people also consciously, but most of us subconsciously, we don't have trust in life. We tend to believe that our human limited mind knows actually more than the entire intelligence behind this life. Well, let me tell you the truth, this is not the case. There is great intelligence in life, and all we need to do is step out of the way. Step out of the way and allow that intelligence to move us from the inside into the right direction for our lives. Now, I've heard this many times before in my life, but I wasn't really at the stage, it wasn't the right moment to actually experience it, to actually realize it and see um, how big of a change in my life this can create. Because your external life is actually a reflection of your internal life. So we think that we need to focus on making things happen, when in reality, if we do the inner work, which is letting go of resistance, accepting the present moment, embracing it the way it is, embracing all of your experiences in life all the time, without resistance, without fighting anything, you will see that you will cultivate a deep sense of peace within you. You will cultivate something that is so important to your life that it cannot compare to anything else. And the more you can be in that state of allowance, the more this, how to explain it, it's a serene feeling. There is a deep sense of serenity within you that gets cultivated, and then it just gets bigger and bigger inside of you, and it becomes who you are, which is actually coming back to your own beingness. This does not mean that you stop doing things. It does not mean that you let go of your goals, dreams, aspirations, ambitions. You don't need to let go of these things. You can still do them. However, the way you approach that process becomes different, becomes more of a, there is a peace behind the doing, which then transforms the entire doing. And then the output, or the input and then the output, look completely different. Because if you're doing things with fear behind it, uh, or scarcity mindset, we could call it, what will happen is that you will not create the best work that you're capable of creating. So this will not only enhance your inner life, but also your external reality. And this is a very powerful thing to do. So try it out, and if it doesn't work, don't give up on it. Maybe it's not the right time for this to happen. Maybe you will come back to that in a few months or a year. We don't know. This journey of life is such an individual thing. So it really needs to be the right moment for this inner transformation change to happen. But once it happens, once you start experiencing that there is another way of living, there is another way of being. You don't need to be obsessed over control. You don't need to keep fighting life for what you want. Instead, you allow life to meet you halfway. You do what you need to do in your life, but you also allow life to do its thing. And the force that animates you, the force, the life force within you that makes everything work, your heartbeat, your mind thing, you being able to watch this, to hear this, all these things, there is great intelligence behind it. And that intelligence is what you need to develop a trust to. Because it all comes down to, do you trust life? And I know that you have probably heard this many, many times before, but trust does not mean control. It's the opposite of control. Trust means you don't need to control it, you allow because you trust. This is the same if you're in a romantic relationship. If you try to control your partner, you will get exhausted, and your partner will get exhausted and sick and tired of that. So, the way love works is that there needs to be trust. So, if you want to make so that life gives you more, then you need to trust life and you need to meet it halfway with love. Not with control, but with love. Because here is the shift that you need to make, which is, again, life has very tremendously big intelligence. Life is intelligence itself. So why wouldn't you trust the intelligence that animates all living beings and everything else? Why would you not trust the intelligence that has created everything? What's the reason? Why do you think that you, as this character that you're playing, your name, your roles, and thinking that you're the body, why would you think that your limited perception of things, your limited mind, is actually has greater intelligence than life itself as a whole? Because you and life are not two separate things. The things that you want, life also wants for you. This does not mean that you will get everything you want instantaneously. It means that you still need to participate in life, but you need to be in a mode of cooperation, not of full control. You cooperate with the great intelligence of life. And by doing that, you will see that more opportunities will come your way, more doors will be opened, because now you're learning how to flow and cooperate with life itself. And life, remember, is intelligence itself. So you want to be in a state of cooperation. See what life is moving you to do in your life, what work or what action is propelling you, the life force within you, to make, and then actually do them. And that's playing your part in life. So it's important to play your part in life, but it's also very important to not want to control every single thing. The more you can let go of control and you learn to just play your part and allow life to play its part, your entire experience of life will transform completely. So If you resonate with this, it means that you already have that wisdom within you. It's just that you need to go through the process of evolution of consciousness. You need to be okay with the stage that you're in right now and let go of wanting to be higher level. Let go of wanting to be in a certain way. Just be who you are right here in the present moment. Accept everything that life offers you. Again, play your part. If you want something, you really have to work towards it. That's practical thing to do. However, be open to allowing life to show you the way you should do it. Still have your aims and ambitions if if you want to create something meaningful in your life, but allow life to guide you through the process. Allow the life force that animates you to move you in that direction. And let me tell you, I've been in a hustle culture mindset before, and this way of living, I can still carry out my responsibilities. I can still do the things and run a business and make content and everything else and make music and art. And I can still do these things, but I do them from a different space internally. What then actually creates a big transformation in the way I do them, which changes the result itself. So the main thing here is that you embrace all your experiences. Stop resisting it. Stop resisting internal and external things. Allow things to be. Don't cling to good, feeling good, and don't try to push away feeling bad, because life is the combination of everything. So you will experience everything. Doesn't matter if you resist it or not, you will still experience all aspects of life. What will make the difference for you is the way you respond to that happening, which is life. So respond with acceptance, respond with allowance, respond with cooperation. Okay, life is bringing me this experience. Allow it to be there, because if it's something that you don't like, there is definitely something that you need to learn, or you need to evolve through going through that experience. Everything is for the greater good, and we may not realize it while we are in the midst of the chaos, but once we are on the other side, we can see actually, okay, I had to experience this because that made me who I am today. So trust life. Don't think that your limited mind is more intelligent than the intelligence behind everything. Do your part, but allow also life to do its part. Be in a state of cooperation and allow all experiences to occur. Do not fight life. Learn how to dance with life. Learn how to flow with wherever life is showing you to do in your life. This will change everything for you. And this is something that you cultivate. You may fall back into old habits, old ways of thinking, because it's very familiar to try to control things, because that's the only thing you've known for your entire life. This is what your parents taught you, and don't blame anyone. Everyone is doing their best with the knowledge and wisdom that they have. This is why you could not avoid the mistakes, so-called mistakes, which you have made in your life, because at that level that you were in your past, with the knowledge and wisdom and experience that you had, this was the best decision you could make. If you had more wisdom, more experience, then yes. But how are you going to get it? It's life is a evolution, it's a journey, and ultimately there are no mistakes. You just need to be aware of that, and be aware of the fact that you're not alone in this. The great intelligence is within you, is what you are in your essence, is residing within you, is inside everything, and it never fails. So life will lead you. Your task is to allow it to lead you, and then cooperate with that process. Let go of resistance, let go of fighting life. This makes no sense at all. Not in the um, new consciousness that we're building on this planet. Doesn't make sense to fight life. Embrace it, allow it to be. All experiences that come internally and externally, allow them to be there, allow them to do their thing. And sometimes you don't need to figure anything out. You need to go through the experience of life. And going through that experience, then you will learn everything you need to learn. It's not about thinking harder, it's about diving or immersing yourself more deeply with life itself. So I think this covered the video. If you still have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Other than that, this will be for today. A quick promotion here. I run a clothing brand. It's called Jackal Studio X. It's a motivational clothing for those of you who love fashion, who love to look good and also stay inspired at the same time. Definitely check the brand out. Link is down in the description. Also, I produce electronic dance music. If that's something that you like, there is also a link down in the description to my music channel. And yeah, so this will be for today. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time spent here. I wish you a wonderful day and a great journey. I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.